Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Alright, looks like everything is working fine. Good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I already saw Frank in the chat. What's up, Frank? I hope you're doing well. I think you guys started your new season, right? Or you are about to start a new season, something like that. What's up, Impala? Good evening. I hope everyone is doing well. So today I would like to talk a little bit about the new updates that we got this week. Maybe give a quick season overview as well. And yeah, maybe we can discuss or speculate what will await us in March for the game. Maybe I will also comment on a couple of things about the current version of the game that I believe need changing quickly. And yeah, that's pretty much the plan for today. So let me open up the game quickly. Yep, started yesterday. Very weird matches, but it's nothing new. Haha. Yeah. Yeah, this is something I will also touch upon again. I don't know why. I think these merges will change very soon. But the problem is, so I'm keeping in touch with a lot of teams, right? I know a lot of people. I've encouraged a lot of people to come to this game from the Rise to War community. And I just know, I chat with people from other servers and stuff. And the main complaint that everyone had was the merge system, right? And to me, this is something that is very important to fix, because yeah, the truth is, the mobile gaming market is very competitive, right? People have a lot of options. There are a lot of free games you can play. People don't really have to stay with this game if they don't enjoy it, right? And merging so randomly, or putting people in factions they haven't selected, I mean, that's very bad, right? That's a big part the matchmaking of this game that is definitely lacking. And I know a lot of players and unfortunately a fair amount of teams have quit the game already, and they're not going to come back because of the merge. Just because of the merge. They like the game, they like the mechanics, but because they were put into a server 1 week late, into a dead faction, they're not going to play the game anymore, right? And you're not getting those people back. Like, that's a permanent loss in your player base from a macro perspective. And that's not good, right? And I'm very confident they will fix this soon, but again, this is something it should have been done sooner. This was a very big priority, right? Basically, everyone complained about this. All of the teams, all of the leaders, as far as I remember, there were big chats on the Discords, and these types of things, I just think it took them a bit too long to respond to this. Like, this is something that's so important that you should put everything else aside and knock this out in a couple of weeks at the latest, right? And yeah, that's just my opinion. I don't know what their I don't know how many people they have working on the game, right? I mean, it's Warner Bros, so I guess they should have sufficient people, but yeah, this is just something, the priority stuff. I think this is something that needs to be figured out. Some of the changes they have done over the last few weeks, I think they were not that important. Like, those changes could have waited, you know. But something like the merge, like, it shouldn't be you play 2-3 seasons and it's random merges and you don't know who's gonna be in your faction. It's bad, right? Even if it's a soft launch and all of that, this is something that, yeah. Again, everyone agrees on this. I'm just like saying what the community said about this, so nothing new. I completely agree. It's definitely the biggest factor behind people leaving. Exactly. And I mean, of course, there will be people who will leave the game regardless, right? Because they can't handle losing, or you know, because they don't enjoy the game. Very simply, they play a season and then they realize, you know what, this is not really my cup of tea. But I mean, from what I've heard, most people and teams have left this game right now because of the merges. That's the sole factor combining these teams and people, right? But yeah, anyway, so I've talked a lot about this now. I mean, this is an old known issue, so we're just restating stuff, right? But that's awesome. So you started your new season. That's nice. Yeah, keep me updated how it goes. We are doing very well in our season. So we have, for those who haven't watched the videos in the last few weeks, we got a lot stronger compared to last season, I would say. We picked up some very valuable additions, such as Dame of Dragons, right? Aramax, you know, Exelion, Sir Arthur Dane. A lot of people who were in our last season, and you know, who were already actively playing last season, but you know, weren't in our team or were in different factions. So we got a lot of nice players. I'm very happy with the team. I think we are definitely one of the strongest 50-person teams in the game right now. I think I can say that very confidently. We're also quite lucky with our rotation, so we have a lot of very big players in the enemy teams. Yeah, so our server is quite active. I mean, you can see this here, right? And these are also teams that don't necessarily quit when they get uprooted a couple of times, right? So I think this is very good, because at the end of the day, to me, the main goal in this game is always PvP, right? And I mean, ideally, it's somewhat evenly matched PvP, which last season this was not the case. We had a weaker team and we were getting ganked by 4 teams. This season it's looking a lot better. The South definitely still has a numbers advantage. I think they have roughly 15 people more than the Central faction in terms of active players, but it's much closer to being on par. And I mean, we notice it in the fights, right? I think we've uprooted the Southern teams 3 or 4 times now. We are continuing to do so. So this season is definitely a lot more even in terms of active players. And I think that's good. And I think as the seasons progress, you know, this will be a phenomenon that will be the same on all servers, right? If you keep merging these active servers with other active servers, there will be more teams in each faction. Now, I will say currently the northern faction is definitely lacking a couple of active players. I think one of the players from the southern faction sent out some statistics on the server, and basically it showed that the north, didn't have that many active players, which is of course a shame, right? But I still think they have enough players to take their seats, to complete their objectives, to keep everyone engaged. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot better than in the first couple of seasons, where some of the factions really got 4 or 5 active teams, and the other ones had maybe 1, right? So this will definitely just naturally change over time. So like I said, we've been doing well. We've been catching level 2 keeps, capturing level 2 keeps, just standard stuff. This was Southern owned. We took it from them yesterday, I believe. And we just, we keep pushing. We keep uprooting players. I'm not gonna go into the strategy too much, because we like to play or to hold the cards close to our chest, right? But we are using a lot of, I mean, I can talk about some of the tricks we use, right? I think that's important for people to know. We play quite smart. We have a couple of Krakens. Our enemies have a couple of Krakens. So it's good competition, I would say. So one thing that you definitely need to get comfortable with when you go for base uproots, right, is having a lot of tilers present, right? So in my opinion, I really like players who tile a lot, because they make everything easier. Yeah, if you have 2-3 players with a tiling army here, they will always make sure that you stay connected, right? Like this player on his own, even if he gets some help, he can never break the connection here, even if you send a march from 5 minutes away, right? And that's something that as the game progresses and as the teams become stronger, this is something that the leaders really should keep in mind, that your lower spenders who are very active and who are tiling a lot are the base of your team. Yeah, if you don't have that, you're not gonna be a good team. I can say that right away, right? It was the same in LOTR. Even though it was pretty heavily paid to win at the end, the activity you have in a team is very, very important. And these players, the ones who don't spend that much money and they tile around and they siege and they are actively involved with team objectives, those players are very, very important. Now, Krakens are obviously also very important. I would be lying if I said that Krakens are not important. I think a healthy team needs at least 10 to 15 really big players in the future. You will be facing Asian teams in the future which have 50 players with 10-star dragons, everything maxed, right? So if you don't have 10 to 15 Krakens per team, you're gonna struggle, right? That's just the truth. Krakens win at the choke points, like crossings, tunnels. They are important to match the enemy Krakens. And they're just very, very important for PvP as well. But the key point is, don't underestimate the impact that the lower players can have, right? And that's something that, yeah, don't forget about this as the season progresses. Now, another thing, this is a very neat trick. When you go for uproots or major pushes, you should always try to tile to a ruin, a town, a castle. You should capture it and you should make use of the protection, right? So this is protected for 1 hour now, which means everyone can send their siege and their main armies here, and they can safely, siege this keep, for example, from a distance. This is also a mistake I see a lot of players doing. Never relocate close to a ruin. Yeah, you're gonna get uprooted. If you're playing against halfway competent opponents, you're gonna get uprooted very quickly. Yeah, the truth is, you can't really control if you're that close to a town or a castle, because there are a lot of them, but you can definitely control if you're close to a ruin. Yeah, and the ruin is very easy to capture as well. The siege damage is very low. Will be very hard for you to defend this once this gets taken, right? Yeah, I see we're going for this castle now. Like I said, towns, castles, ruins, all good. We have connected to all of these bases. We see Roasted here, very big Kraken. Good Rank has spent a lot of money, but his armies are not really optimized, so a lot of our players can trade quite well against them. And I think these are some tilers of TFG. We have Scatter here. Yeah, Scatter is a pretty big player, I think. And yeah, we're just, you know, fighting them in this area now. This is Golden Tooth, so another level 2 keep. Maybe we will be able to cause some troubles here. Now, this season we had some more help from some of the smaller teams. We were not as unlucky as last season where we didn't get anyone in our faction, right? We got Riffraff and Wilds in our faction. Gold as well, Golden I think they're called. Who have been, you know, fighting a little bit in the southern area of the map against some of the Kites members, against some of the Heim members who are also in south, right? The south is not only TFG. So yeah, it seems like, you know, there's a lot of pretty decent competition. Players are having fun on this server as far as I can tell. Yeah, this is how I think our season is a good example of how seasons should be, right? We can see Riffraff here. This is what I was looking for. Some Riffraff players are around this area as well, so you know, it's good fun. And yeah, of course we try to match the bigger teams, right? While our smaller teams fight against the smaller teams from the south, and so on and so forth. And yeah, that's what we're doing. So this was a very brief season update. I am looking forward to when keeps start giving buffs. I think our team will become a lot stronger when this happens, because we're usually quite fast at the beginning. We knock out a lot of the keeps in the first 2 days, if not all of them, in terms of the level 1 seeds. And once you get the keep buffs, obviously this will translate into a very good advantage once the early PvP starts, even for your lower level players, regardless of what buffs they will give. But I do hope this comes at some point, the keep buffs, because currently it doesn't feel that amazing to own a lot of the keeps, right? We already talked about this last season. What main armies are you running right now? Are you happy with how they are performing? I am very happy with my main armies. I'm consistently punching above my weight, I would say. If we take a look here. So I've been rocking, my favorite army is the one from last season. Cyrex in left lane, Caraxes in the middle, and Sivon on the right. This army really only loses to 2 players on this server who've just spent way more money than me. And I consistently beat players who have spent more money than me as well with this army. So this is a very good army. Obviously you can see we have upgraded some of the Cyrex habits. We have given some love to Caraxes as well, with this habit. These habit upgrades, I'm not too worried about these last 2, because I don't think they are that important, but once you get the important ones, your army will definitely do a lot better, right? And don't forget the synergy between the slow and burn of Caraxes with Cyrex's heal. Cyrex heals with a recovery rate of 165% when the enemy is slowed, right? This is really crazy. My Cyrex gets some very solid heals. Maybe we can look at some reports as well. So this army is very good. I'm not going to change it. Only thing I changed is the troops. We're running spears now. It's doing very well. There are not a lot of archers on the enemy team, and yeah, I mean, if we check some reports, I think I lost the whole army there, but I don't know who I hit, so let's take a look. I see William is in the chat. What's up, William? I hope you're doing well. So, I mean, this is against Roasted, right? So that's a player who has basically maxed everything. And, I mean, this trade is insane to me. Like, that's a really good trade. We're taking out roughly half of his army. He had the Venator for the Caraxes counter as well. I mean, that's, you know, if you get results like this against the big enemy players, you are doing really well for your team, right? Like, this is a good report, and I definitely hit it again if I get the chance. So, very good fight here. Let's check if we can find some other reports. Most of these strongholds are obviously empty. We have a tunnel report here against Scatter, also a very big player, right? Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty even fight, I would say. They healed for 4k on their Risarion, which is a lot, I would say. We healed for 1.4k on the Cyrex. We got 7 Caraxes procs. I mean, that's a very very even fight, right? Quite good. I would be happy with that as well. Here's another scatter fight, but he was not full there, so that's fine. This was a hit on part-time. Also a very big player. You can see 8-star gold dragons, 7-star gold dragons. You know, he wasn't full, but again, that's a very solid report for my account. Maybe we can see some more from yesterday. This was just a tile, I think. I mean, the 10 tiles are obviously very easy, right? Was there anyone defending here? Flammer, we caught Flammer who wasn't full here. Yeah. I mean, it's just like the reports are very solid. I'm pretty happy. Roasted wasn't full here. Again, good troops killed. This was a siege army. And this was a lower player. But you can see, like, into the lower players, I have a very, very obvious advantage, right? 2.2k heal from Cyrex here, 7 procs on Caraxes. I mean, basically, if you don't have, like, 7, 8-star gold dragons, you're not gonna do very well into this army. So, yeah, I'm very happy with that. Some people have said to max one army troop types, upgrades, and run all armies on that troop type, regardless of the synergy. Yeah, that's correct. I mean, of course, yeah. That's what you have to do in this game, because if you calculate it, well, first of all, you should always upgrade your main army's troops first, right? So, we see here, we are, I think this is the second week of the server, maybe we've been here for a little bit more than 14 days, I don't remember exactly. But basically I will have this maxed very soon, right? And this gives you minus 12% damage received, which means if you play another troop type on your second army for PvP, and that troop type has a counter of plus 7%, it's not as valuable as this, right? Because this is minus 12% and plus 12% once this is maxed. So just from this, not even counting the first spearman upgrades, right? So definitely that's the correct thing to do. A lot of players have also not realized this yet. So once the competition becomes more even or more difficult, a lot of the players will realize some of these things are actually quite important, right? So yeah. Yeah, so my second army, I haven't PvP'd that much with my second army. You really only need like one really good army per player in your team, right? The second one is kind of there to kill some of the lower players, as you can see here. As you can see, I'm running the spears. As I have said, this gives very good buffs. You don't need to worry about the dragon stats, really. The building upgrades are much more important. And yeah, I mean, this is a very good fight, right? Against, this is his main army, I believe. Of course, it's a bit of a lower player. So yeah, with the second army, you always have to be careful. If like reports like this are not very good, like you should avoid having your second army run into the big players right on the enemy team. That will always go bad for you. But if you fight some of the weaker players, or you finish some of the draws, you know, it's definitely a good idea. Here you can see it again. Like if you try to fight like into Krakens with the second army, you're not gonna do very well. You're just gonna lose troops unnecessarily. So yeah. And of course your second army should also be able to take some tiles, right? We can see another lower player here. Yeah, we took this tile and the player with low losses. You have the double heal in this army. You have the Vega with the taunt. It's also very, very solid. This army will obviously run on shield bearers in the future. But yeah, as I said, the spears upgrades are just much better right now. So you should be playing spears on all of your armies right now that you're running for the PvP. Yeah. So this is obviously also a stall army, right? It's like an army that's meant to eat stamina from the enemy, essentially, right? That's what we're doing here. This was actually a tile, so this was not my Vega defending. Yeah, and like I said, you can take out the weaker players. Yeah, that's what the second army should do. Except for maybe 3 players in the game right now, or 4 players. Everyone should really focus on maxing out one strong army, and then you should be fine. Yeah. So that's my advice to you. So these are the 2 armies I've also played last season with some slight upgrades, as I've said. I think we didn't upgrade the habits of the second army because I will just maximize the first one first, right? Rhysarion is obviously upgraded, that's a must. Rhysarion upgrades are very important. One of the strongest purple dragons in the game, right? You get a lot more heal out of it once you maximize this. We did get the Malachite to 5 stars now, that's very nice. I will get this to adult when the chest comes around. We will also do a 300,000 gold opening on this channel. On one of my friend's accounts. He wants to push Malachite as well. So once the chest comes around, I will have some content on chest openings. 300,000 gold is definitely a lot. I think that's more than I ever had on my account. So that should be good fun, yeah. And yeah, the other dragons, I mean, we got a couple of blues at 8 and 9 stars now, but this is just nice for the siege, but I don't really use them for anything else. Bevelorin is the exception, right? Bevelorin is good for PvE. You should have this maximized. It gives you some healings. You can take level 8, level 9 tiles with lower dragons quite easily. And yeah, with low losses, right? That's the key thing. And yeah, that's our roster, our lineup. We have a good variety in the team now. Like, we have some Venator players, we have some Carlspire players, we have some Caraxes players. It's all coming together quite nicely. For next season, we will also consider making a second team. There are a lot of friends that want to join us from ORDR still. They're just waiting on the global release and on the friend codes, which it has been confirmed in the Discord that the developers are working on this. So hopefully this will happen at some point, right? Let's just reinforce the Caraxes here. There we go. I'm a bit low on grain, but that's okay. We can hire some troops here. And I think we just wait on the Spearman upgrade here, which will require a little bit more iron. So yeah, I've been having some fun this season. Army's doing well, right? Team is doing well. Huge shout outs to everyone on my team, by the way. Like, the activity, the communication, it has been really beautiful. Yeah, we have a much better team than in our first reign. And like I said, we continue on improving that in the future, right? You always need to improve your team. The seasons are just gonna get more competitive. I do believe this is a siege army, so I might just stay here for a second. Who attacked here? Chauncey attacked here. Yeah, 7 minutes is a bit too long. I will recall the Diamoras because I'm a bit more focused on the stream now than on uprooting the Krakens, but we will get to it at some point for sure. And I will just make sure that my other armies are safe as well. This one looks good, and this one looks good as well. So we're looking good here. Okay, yeah. How much long is the protection? Actually, this is only 2 more minutes, right? So let's just head back here. I don't want to lose a full siege army. This one can stay here. Good. Now I can focus a bit more on the stream without losing too many troops, because I'm sure a lot of players will take advantage of that, which is fair enough. And yeah, okay. So this is what's been happening in our season. Let's talk about the 2 big updates this week. The first one was they added a setting for an improved frame rate, right? Which can be found in general settings. You have the option to turn the high frame rate on. I definitely recommend that you do this. It's a very good feature, and it significantly reduces the, under quotation mark, lag that people experience, right? So this is very good. I still think they have a long way to go in terms of the performance stuff before I will say, you know, this is acceptable. But this is definitely a step in the right direction, and yeah, I think it's good. It works very well. People have been trying it on their phones as well, right? I'm on the PC right now, obviously. So on the PC you will notice a very big improvement, but people have been saying on the phone there's been a good improvement as well. So that's always important to hear. Yeah. Yeah, this was the first big change. Again, good. I hope some more stuff comes out in this area. And the second big change is that you can translate the chat now, right? I will have to find a message that's not, I mean, obviously this message is in English, but if someone writes a message in German, Chinese, I mean Mandarin, right? German, Mandarin, whatever, you can click on translate to English, right? Actually, this player did write in German. They wrote "oops, haha." So you can click on original text and translate. You can translate it to English now. I think this is a good feature. The similar games have a system where you just select what language you want to see in your chat in the settings, and basically it just always gets translated to that language. It could be that this is the case here. Actually, I'm not sure. There are not that many people who don't speak English in these chats, right? Translated from Portuguese. Okay. So, I mean, this is obviously very good. This is something that has been missing from the game. As the Russians and the Asian players start to join this game as well, this is a feature that will allow you to communicate with them, right? Without, without having to copy and paste messages into Google Translate, right? So this is a good feature as well. The chat still needs a little bit of love, same as with the performance stuff. I would like, a couple of problems I have are that these chats they get messed up, right? So if I, for example, go to my private chats, right, and I click. Like here, for example, you have messages that just disappear, right? I mean, this is nonsense. I want to be able to see the conversation of these people that have messaged me 6 months ago as well, right? I'm sure this is something that will be fixed in the long term, and this will be fixed for the global release. But you have all these people who have messaged me in the past, and I basically have no way of knowing what they have messaged me about, right? And there's like, I'm sure other Warband leaders have the same. I mean, there's like literally hundreds of people like that, right? So this means if you message me in this season and you were on our server last season, I have no idea who you are, right? If I don't remember your name, or if you have changed your name, no idea who you are. I will have to treat all of these chats super carefully, because some teams are using spies and shit like that, which I think is very lame, but whatever. That's a different topic. And so basically, I want to have the chat history here as well, right? This is something very basic. Basically all of the games I play have this, and this is a must. Another thing, so this will become more relevant in the future as well. If I want to block a player, yeah, let's say I want to block who is in the chat here. We can just take a random example. Let's say I want to block Scatter, okay? Obviously I don't want to block Scatter, but you have this button here you can click, right? You click this red button. Let's say you have a player on your server who just, I don't know, like constantly posts racist things in the world chat, or like harasses you or whatever, right? I mean, people are gonna have their own borders concerning this. But basically, like, you have a player who just annoys you every day, and you don't want to see their messages, right? That's the basic premise of blocking. If you click this button here, it blocks the player, yes, but you can never unblock them again. Okay? So basically, anyone you block is gonna stay blocked until they add this to the settings. Now, if I remember correctly, in Season 1, there was a setting where you could see which people you have blocked, but they removed it, yeah? I'm not sure why. At least I can't find it anymore, right? Of course, the profanity filter is turned off. But there was some setting, it was somewhere where you could unblock people, or at least see who you have blocked. And this setting does not exist anymore. I have no idea why, right? But this is something that needs to come back, because what if, I don't know, what if like you want to give a person another shot at communicating with you, right? Like maybe they just had a bad day or something, or you were emotional and blocked them like without thinking about it, right? You can never unblock them right now. So any of these people who you block, you will never see their messages again. This is obviously something that also needs fixing, right? You need to be able to manage or to see who you have blocked, and yeah, like I said, again, this is one of those basic things that sooner or later, um, you know, they will have to deal with this. Also, if you go like to a user you have blocked, you cannot do anything here, right? So it's unfortunate. Okay, so these are the chat changes I want to see. Now, in terms of other content, I have heard, like I said, that they are working on the friend codes. This is very good. A lot of people have friends in different servers who want to join the team, who want to join the faction. Those people should be able to join. This will have another positive advantage. It means you will have more competitive servers, and people who want to play more casually will be on more casual servers, right? For example, let's say we are in a really good rotation, which we are right now, right? We have Roasted, Scatter, Part-Time, Zero, a bunch of Krakens in TFG. And let's say we have a couple of friends on another server who are similar to that Kraken level and who want to join us and play against them. Because on the server they are on, there are no opponents for them, essentially, right? Like the server is too easy, or the server is dead, or there are like a bunch of accounts with 70 plus days not logged in. Obviously, it's very good if those players can join your faction or your team, right? Because what will happen? Well, you will make the server more competitive and more active. You will add a bunch of people who will play every day. And the other server, you're taking away big Krakens who could basically like steamroll an entire team on their own without any competition. Which means the other server will suddenly have less big cracky players fighting against free-to-play players, right? Which will in turn encourage the free-to-play players there to play more, because suddenly the level of competition is more equal. Now, of course, the community will abuse the system, yeah? I already know this because we have played other games where friend codes are a thing. The idea of the friend codes is not that you port to a different server with your Kraken team and destroy all of the free-to-play players, yeah? That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to increase the competition on your current server or get a little bit of extra help from your friends, right? That's the goal behind the friend codes. And I hope there will be some limitations, some intelligent limitations that will allow you to pursue this goal, to hook up with your friends, right? But that will also not allow abusing the system indefinitely. And I mean, one simple way to do this is just to add a cooldown time, right? For example, you can port on this server and then you have a 3 months cooldown period or a 2 months cooldown period before you can port somewhere else again, right? That would be reasonable. And I'm very excited for this. Like I said, we obviously have a bunch of players who didn't pick up the game yet. Some of them want to join, some of them want to try the game out, and obviously those people will benefit from friend codes because they get to play with us, right? Just as in Rise to War. Now, Rise to War never really figured out the friend code system efficiently. I think it was very poorly implemented. There were way too many limits on what you could do. You had to be in the same village for like months and log in every day. And even then, if the faction was full, you couldn't join the team you wanted to join. So in Rise to War, it was kind of pointless. I think in this game they can do it a lot better, and I hope they will, but we will see what happens. The second change that was announced or discussed on the Dragonfire Discord was the web store. Honestly, I think in terms of like business moves, this is perfectly fine. There are a bunch of people who have downloaded this game from other regions where it's not available yet, right? And they want to spend money. I think it's reasonable to give them a platform where they can do that. And I will also say a lot of the web stores or a lot of the games that I have played have the system where you you can support your content creators a little bit. For example, let's say I have a link for the web store. I share the link with my team. My team is buying packs on the web store via the link. The content creator benefits, right? They get like, I don't know what it was in Rise to War. I think it was like 0.5% or 1% or something. It's a very little amount that's not going to hurt the Dragonfire game at all, but it does help content creators immensely with being motivated to produce high quality content, and it helps content creators to promote the game because they can say, hey, buy some packs, here is my link, use my link. It doesn't only have to be content creators, obviously, it can be leaders or other influential figures in the community. But I think like you should give your players who will play this game for a while and who actively spend and who spend a lot of time to make good teams and to have nice competition, right? I just think you should give them some incentive to promote this web store. And like I said, it will be very positive for the business itself. You will have a lot more people spending money, so this is definitely something that's a good thing, and I think a lot of people are looking forward to this. Now, in terms of the spending, I've said this in my last videos as well, and this is not because I'm poor or I'm salty or whatever, as some people like to say. I'm actually quite well off, yeah? I can spend 10k on this game and not really give a shit. But I'm not going to do this, yeah? This is like a principle. For me, a good mobile game encourages consistent spending, right? So you have these packs that are very worth it in the long term. You have incentive to go for new dragons in the future if they come out, right? We don't know this yet for sure. You have the incentive to upgrade habits, etc., etc. But to me, a good mobile game is not a game where you log in, you spend like 25k, you get all of the stuff, and that's basically done for you, right? To me, a good mobile game is where you spend consistently, you spend smartly, and you test out things before you drop such insane amounts, yeah? Now, people are gonna disagree with this, and that's fine. I can just tell you, the games that had the most success are games that encourage this consistent spending, right? For example, season passes, daily packs, weekly core packages, things like this. These are things that are good for the game, that give you a consistent income as a business, and it's not like a one-time transaction. Hey, I'm gonna drop 25k on this and I'm gonna have everything maxed. Yeah, to me, if you do this, you're not really enjoying the journey, right? Like you're skipping to the end and then you're seeing what can I do at the end game. And if you like to do that, that's fine, but it's not very like positive for the gaming experience for a lot of people. That's what I will say about this, yeah. And I think this game has done a pretty good job. You can't just log in here and drop 100k, right? There is a soft limit on the spending. As I have heard, you can spend $25,000 per season, which seems reasonable to me. And there are people who do that, obviously, right? No doubt about it. There are people who want to get all of the dragons maxed immediately. And I mean, to those people, it's fine, perfectly fine. I hope you enjoy the game, but most of the time, like I said, the games who are really successful in the long term, and I'm talking like 5 to 10 years, they will have this step-by-step investment that you can do in the game, right? And I mean, this game already has it, right? Like the daily deals are very good. You get the resource bonus, you get a glass key, you get some bronze keys. It's very nice, right? This is something good. And what I hope they will add is a season pass, right? A season pass will be very good for this game as well. You have some quests you can complete over time that will give you nice rewards. Basically, a large percentage of the player base will be able to invest in this without worrying about being able to pay rent, right? And I think this is good for a game because at the end of the day, like if you have 20,000 players and all of them spend $5 on the daily pack each day, you make a really good profit as a business, right? So always like cater to these this middle income, lower income people as well. Don't just let the Krakens do everything and run around basically unchecked, right? And I mention this now because I think right now the Kraken level is completely fine, but in a couple of seasons you will see, like I said, Asian teams with with 50 people of 10-star max dragons, and you have to be very careful with how you're going to manage that as a developer and as a business, because it's going to happen. I can tell you this now. Yeah, as soon as this game becomes available in Taiwan, Hong Kong, China, Japan, you're gonna have teams like that. Yeah, the Asians are usually very serious about their gaming. They invest a lot of money. They invest a lot of time, and you need to be able to give the lower to medium players at least like a chance to take out 25 to 30% of an army of a player like this, right? Yeah, that was my key point here. Okay, so this was the web store comments. Again, web store is very good. I like it a lot. We will see what it looks like. I have no idea, obviously. I just go off what is posted on the Discord. And yeah, the new dragons. I also said in my YouTube post the last time, I expect that March will have new dragons. This is still my expectation. I don't know this for sure, but new dragons have been discussed in the Discord server since the first rain, right? I have chatted with Melis about this. She has been playing the game for a lot longer than I have, and some of the other people. And there was basically no new dragon in all of those months, right? I think she's been playing for 10 or 11 months, getting close to 1 year, and the dragons are still the same, right? So I do hope we get some new dragons in March. I think it's definitely time. I will also say I think this is a good spot to test how strong you want to make new dragons, right? Because right now you're still in the testing phase, you're in the soft launch. If you make a mistake, people are not gonna be that angry, right? So trying out a couple of new dragons and seeing like what power level should they be released at, I think that's something very important to do. And hopefully the game goes global soon, and once it's global, the new dragons will have to be balanced, right? Now you can still make some mistakes, now you can still play around, maybe they're a bit too weak, maybe they're a bit too strong. Once it's global, you need to be you need to make sure that the new dragons are balanced, right? And with balanced, I mean they shouldn't be too strong and they shouldn't be too weak. Very simple. And this is hard to do. Yeah, this is not easy, I understand that. This was again something that Rise to War never managed to do. Some of the commanders were much too weak, some of the commanders were much too strong. Of the new ones, and finding this balance, it's really important. Yeah, very, very important. This game is gonna live off those new dragons and the willingness of people to spend money on these new dragons, right? And yeah, this is just something that needs to be considered. Okay, so this was about the new dragons. Now some of the other updates we have mentioned in the past that we would like to see. I mean, there are many of them, right? Like I said, the keep buffs. I hope this comes soon. We want to get rewarded for capturing keeps and holding them. That will also make the early game much more important, right? And I think that's good. You should be in a team that knocks out the level 1 keeps within 1 to 2 days on the server, right? That's I'm talking long term. This is something that every team will be able to do as long as you have activity. And yeah, this is something I would like to see. I will also comment on the factions. I'm still against the 3 faction setup. I don't like this at all. It's bad. Don't do it, right? I don't know why they settled on 3 factions. This is just weird, yeah, because one of the factions is always gonna be in a 2v1, right? It's just no way around it. Unless one of the factions is so inactive that they don't do anything, but I haven't had this happen yet, and I think it's probably quite unrealistic that this happens, so especially like in future servers when more people join the game. So they should have made it 2 factions for the soft launch. North versus South would have been perfectly fine. Of course, now as we're getting hopefully closer to the global release, I would consider adding more factions as well, but it should be an even number. Yeah, there are many houses in this game. There's still a lot of space on the map where you can put a bunch of people. I mean, the north here, like, this is completely empty at the start, right? Like these areas, like there's no way that there are like 350 people here. In fact, most of the starting locations are pretty crowded because the game puts you in like a couple of regions at the start, right? So there's definitely more space for more houses, there's more space for more factions, and just make sure that it's even. I think that's very important. Yeah. Then again, performance needs a couple more upgrades. There are still lags. You still can't see armies sometimes. Pretty standard stuff, really. And I know they are working on this, so that's good. We got the higher frame rate, right? So that was very good stuff. But then obviously they still have some ways to go in terms of the performance. What was some of the other things that were mentioned? Yeah, the blue dragons. I'd like to see the blue dragons become a bit stronger, right? It's also very important. Blue dragons are currently not that good, to put it very simply, for PvP. And yeah, they just need some love in terms of the stats, right? Quite simple. Yeah. Yeah, those are some of the additional things I would mention. Is there anything else? I think that's pretty good. The merge system, obviously, we've already talked about that. Yeah. Those are some of the updates that would be very nice to see in the next few weeks, at least. Next few months, maybe. And yeah, I mean the mechanics of this game are good. The PvP is fun. Yeah, one of the things that I haven't mentioned yet, it would also be really cool if the countering system was a little bit more extensive. What do I mean by this? I don't mean the troop counter, I mean the dragon counter. Okay, so for example, let's say you have a Crimson. The Crimson is currently an underused dragon because he is supposed to counter Caraxes. Yeah, that's his main role. He has this habit, which when you fully upgrade it, it decreases the fire damage dealt by 25% of the enemy with the highest intelligence, which of course is going to be your Caraxes, right? We check here, Caraxes has 367 intelligence. Actually, might not be if the stars are different, yeah. So that's already a problem. So what I would like to see is that you, for example, for Crimson, you just make this a bit better. Yeah? You say, for example, the fire damage of the 2 or the 3 enemy units, or let's say the fire damage of 3 enemy units gets reduced by 40%. Yeah? That would make this dragon a little bit more relevant than it currently is. It's currently much too weak, can't really do anything with it, and it's not countering Caraxes. Even if you have this maximized, we tried this last season already, or in the first reign. If you maximize this, you put it into a Caraxes army with the unit counter, you're still gonna lose. Yeah, that's not good. That's not how it should be. Yeah, these dragons should be a little bit more designed to counter each other specifically. Yeah, so that you can say, okay, I know this guy is playing a Caraxes, I will play a Crimson this season to counter it, right? Or if we have a healer, I want an anti-healer that counters the heal significantly, reduce the heal by 70%, or make 1 to 2 dragons not be able to recover, a debuff block, a buff block, right? Something like this. And this will just make it much easier for players to compete above their weight, right? And with weight, I just mean the spending level. Because currently, the main thing you can do is push your main army, select one troop, upgrade that troop to the maximum, and then hit players who don't outspend you. And yeah, I don't think this is really like the best use of choosing PvP battles, right? Like if, for example, we go back to the battlefield here. Let's just hop here. Let's say, for example, yeah, I know there is a Vega army here, right? Or a Risarion army, or a Calspire, whatever. Let's say in this army I will focus on the Calspire. Okay, so I can hit this army with a dragon that reduces tactical damage, right? That would be really good, for example. And if the habit is upgraded, this army should have a good fight against this one, even if this army outspends in terms of habits and in terms of stars, right? That's basically what I'm saying. Like, I think the countering system should be a little bit better in this game. It's currently not as great as it could be. Yeah, and that's a big thing for me because, like I said, currently it's pretty much, I mean, you saw this in the reports I showed, right? Like, have I spent more money? Like, even in this report against Roasted, who has like a really strong Venator, right? Like, even in this report against Roasted, the Venator is supposed to counter the Caraxes, right? With the intelligence debuff that on one of his habits. I will show you what I mean, just in case you don't know what I'm talking about, right? So Venator has this habit, decreases intelligence by 60%. Somehow, this is still not that great, yeah? So, if I fight like against a Kraken like Roasted, who has like 8 to 10 star dragons, all the habits maxed, and I'm fighting into a dragon that is supposed to do really well against my Caraxes, and I still manage to take out almost half of his army, like, that's a sign that the countering system is not that great right now, right? It's not that great, very simply put. So this is something I would spend some time on. Again, people are gonna appreciate it. It's difficult, I understand. It's very delicate to find this balance. And it's also difficult because there are 3 dragons in each team, right? This is probably something, maybe it gets fixed over time as you have like more flexibility and variety, and you can have 2 dragons counter 2 enemy dragons, right? Then the reports will also be better maybe. But this is just something that's currently lacking in the game. You basically just, you look at the troop counter essentially. You avoid the troop counter if it affects you negatively. And you need to have high stars on the dragons and high habits. Then you will do well. And of course play the correct armies, which I hope a lot of people are doing right now. But yeah, so this is one of the things. I think they could be doing this a bit better. Just, a comment. I think there are more important things to focus on, but this is something long term. I would definitely invest some time into this, right? So yeah. Okay, was there anything else that I wanted to talk about today? I think that was pretty much it. We covered a lot. The stream is over an hour already. Pretty good. Are there any questions in the chat? Hamid said hello. Hello, Hamid. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are having a good evening or afternoon or morning. Yeah. Yeah, so next week is the first March week. So maybe we will get a roadmap or a timeline of what's gonna happen in March. Like I said, they confirmed that the web store and the what was the other thing? The web store and the friend codes. Yeah, the web store and the friend codes, they are being worked on, which means I suppose they will come at some point, right? But in terms of the other things, we will need to see. I will definitely cover all of the updates. I will give my comments on them. I think updates are basically always good for games like this, right? Even, like I said, even if they make a mistake and they make a new dragon too strong or too weak, I think it's perfectly fine. As long as we can see that they are, trying to push out new content and trying to make the game a bit better. That's what's important. And yeah, like updates like the ones I mentioned today, it's always important, yeah. I know some players don't appreciate this and say, this doesn't take a lot of time. I understand this takes a lot of time and this is, this eats resources as well, but it's important. You need to be able to keep doing this, improve the performance consistently, make sure that people can communicate with each other in the chats, right? It's very, very important for games like this. This game is a lot about communication. It's It's a very teamwork based game. If you have good communication in your team and people are following the instructions of leaders, you will have a lot of fun in this game, you know. If you don't have that, it will be a bit harder. But yeah. Okay, yeah, so I think this was it for the stream today. I will not do any Summoners War this week. A lot of stuff has happened on the Summoner Wars account actually. I basically unlocked all of the necessary 5-star fusions that I needed. But again, I think 1 hour Dragonfire stream is enough for today. And we will be back next week. I wish you all happy dragon hunting. I hope your servers are going well. I hope you are finding some good PvP fights. And yeah, just enjoy the game, guys. I would say one of the key goals that a player should have is to find a team or a community that is ready to play once the game releases globally, right? I think that's what you should spend your time on during the soft launch. To make sure you have like teammates around you that you have played with for a bit. I mean, then you will have an advantage when the game releases globally, right? Because you will already have a team, you will have some PvP experience, you will have some push experience, you will have some defense experience, and that will make your global release experience a bit more satisfying, I believe. So this is what I would advise, and I think a lot of players are doing this already, so that's good. Obviously, if you want to be on the big boy server, you will also have to find partner teams, right? I think if you have 3 strong teams per faction, you can play on these mega servers that will undoubtedly happen in the future. And that's also something I'm looking forward to. We've always been pretty, excited about fighting good teams, having equal competition, and making sure that seasons are not that boring, essentially, right? And yeah, this is something that will definitely be possible in this game as well. So yeah, I wish you guys a nice evening. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Again, if you disagree on some things with me, that's perfectly fine. But I think most of the stuff I've said is quite reasonable. And if they implement some of the things that I want them to implement, I think players are going to be very happy about it, for sure. So yeah, let's hope the developers have done good work in the past few months. I'm very excited to see what will happen in March. I know we all are. We will have a big chest opening once the Malachite chest comes around. I will either make a stream on the day it drops or a video. People always like the chest openings, so that will be roughly 300,000 gold on the Malachite chest. Maybe we will spend 200,000. We will see. But yeah. Is this game active? How many servers and people per server? Yeah, this game is getting more active every day. It's not globally released yet, and we have some very good seasons already. I'm keeping up to date with people from other servers as well, and there's some very good teams out there for sure. So you will have I think in the current situation you will have at least 4 to 5 pretty active teams on each server. Now whether they are split evenly across the factions, that's a different story, right? But the activity is definitely there. So as the servers get merged after each reign, they will become more active, more competitive, and better. Yeah, it will just be a better experience for players as the seasons progress. Good. Now that's enough for today. I wish you all a lovely evening, and we will see each other at the latest on Friday again. So I will talk to you later. Bye bye.